Hello guys, in today's video I'll be teaching you about color theory in graphic design, the principles of colors as far as it's related in graphic design. Do you know that there is the part of the human brain that is known as the fusible gyrus, which help in the detection of visible materials, and one of those important visible materials it detects is color. So therefore, the ability for you to be able to tell the difference between various materials you see on earth is the ability of the fusible gyrus to tell you the various colors that you are seeing. For example, if I bring out these two materials, it means that you are seeing a black material here and you are seeing a white material here. So ability for you to be able to distinguish between the various colors that you have seen is the function of the fusible gyrus. So therefore, the color principle in graphic design is very important, because you don't want to start up a design without getting an adequate knowledge about how color is useful in graphic design. Stay close as I bring you everything you need to know about color as far as graphic design is concerned. So in this video we're going to be discussing color as a visual element. I discussed earlier that in graphic design we have the building blocks of graphic design, which are color, shapes, line, hierarchy, typography, and the rest as you may have it. But in this video I'm going to be deliberating on color as a visual element, and you just need to stay very close to me, because I'll be saying things that you need to hear as far as graphic design is concerned. So many persons get a wrong conception about the principles of graphic design as far color is concerned. But in this video I'll be using some separate applications like the PixArt and the Pixel Lab, as well as the case may be, to explain it very well so that you would understand what I'm talking about. First and foremost, what is color? Now, what is color? You first of all have to know about the meaning of color. Now, color is any material that tends to give a segregative feel about something. The essence of color is to create a contrast, is to create an opposition about the materials in which you see. And I told you earlier that there is a part of the brain which is known as the fusible gyrus that help in the detection of color. That is why you can be able to tell that I'm putting on a black cap and I'm putting on a purple t-shirt. You must have seen other colors of t-shirts in the past or in the present, but the ability for you to know that at this point in time I'm putting on a purple color t-shirt will tell you how important color is in graphic design. And you don't want to mess about color, because when the fusible gyrus detects so many colors, it tends to send the information to the synapses that you are seeing too many things, hence it causes a noise. So in graphic design it means that when you are putting too much colors in a particular design, it is actually the noise. Now, color theory are a set of rules and guidelines we follow to create and produce a stunning, aesthetic and harmonious color combination which is pleasing to the eyes and also resourceful to use. It comprises of the color wheel, the color scheme, and the color harmony. So we are gonna discuss the color wheel. When I was in primary school, we discussed the color wheel so well that we had little knowledge about what it really meant. We just thought that it's just a wheel that comprises of color. But if you want to be a very good designer, you have to understand the color wheel very well. And the color wheel, as I said before, is a combination of color scheme and color combinations and harmony. It tells you how to use the color and the origins of the various color you are having. Now, in order to explain this, I'm going to use another application as a drawing board or as a whiteboard to explain it very well so that you understand the color wheel. Now let me explain the color wheel to you. All right, now this is the color wheel, and in this video I'm going to be explaining it very well and gradually. If you check the color wheel, it's just like a cycle of colors comprising of so many other colors, and we have the violet, we have the blue violet, we have blue green, we have green, we have yellow green, we have yellow primary. So those are different type of colors that you are seeing on this particular material. And there is one thing that I want you to know very well in this color theory, is that in this color wheel, is that there, if you can see, there is a big demarcation at the center or through the equator of the wheel. Now when I draw a straight line, we call it a transverse line. When I draw a transverse line through the center of the color wheel, it therefore divide the color into two separate parts. We divide it into the warm and the cool colors. The warm colors include red, orange, yellow, and the rest as you may have it, while the cool color includes the blue, the green, and the purple. So the purple and the violet. So I have told you now that we have the color wheel, and the color wheel is divided into two parts, the cool and the warm color. So let's go back to my material. All right. The color wheel displays the relationship between the various color and color scheme. Follows after combination, the color is coined as a color wheel. The wheel is broadly divided into two parts, like I discussed. Is broadly divided into the following parts. We have the primary colors, the secondary colors, and the tertiary colors. Now the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary color are unique on their own part, and as such I will be explaining it carefully so that you get a full knowledge of how they are used in graphic design. Now the primary colors, they form the basis of colors in graphic design. They are called the natural colors. They are called the basic colors. They are the basic and the simplest color ever known to have existed, because they cannot be gotten from the combination of other colors. We have examples: the ROYB, which is known as the red, the yellow, and the green. Try it if you want to try it. You can try to mix up any colors, but you can never get a combination of colors that will give you red, yellow, and blue. So therefore, the primary colors are colors that cannot be gotten from the combination of any other colors. They are neutral colors. They are natural colors. Sorry, they are not neutral colors. Sorry for that. Let me take you to the second one. We have the secondary colors. As the name implies, the secondary colors are gotten from the combination or the mixture of two primary colors. They are gotten from the mixture of two primary colors. For example, when you mix red and yellow, you get orange. When you mix blue and yellow, you will get green. So those are the combination of colors, and those colors combination gives us secondary color. And there's another set of colors I want you to know, which are referred to as the tertiary colors. Now the tertiary colors are colors that are gotten from the mixture of a primary and a secondary color together. It means when you pick one primary, you pick two secondary colors together, you mix them together, you get a tertiary colors. For example, I give you so many description and examples here. You can check it out. We have the red, the yellow, the purple, green, and whatsoever. When they are combined with the other primary colors like red plus yellow, red plus purple, blue plus purple, blue plus yellow, you have a variety of equate colors that you get. So I want you to do the practical on your own. Maybe you want to do physical experiment, you can buy some colors, but it's a way we mix colors on applications. And I just want you to stay very close to me. I'm taking you there gradually. Also, the color wheel can be categorically segmented into two parts, which is the warm and the cool color, as I've said before, and that is very, very important. I told you how the color wheel is divided into two parts, the cool and the warm color, and there is a principle attached to it. Now, one principle applies attached to the color wheel as far as the distinction or the separation in terms of cool and cold color, cool and warm color, is that no two cool colors should be used together in the design, and no two warm colors should be used together in the design. For example, like I told you before in that previous color, like you are making use of red and yellow on the same design, sometimes it will not come out very well because those colors are warm colors. Or you are making use of purple and blue on one design, it will not come outside very big because those colors are cool colors. But you get a very good combination when you are mixing or taking from the combination of a warm and a cool color. So a design that comprises of a blue background with a yellow right up can be very, very cool, because you are having a combination of a warm and a cool color. So I hope you are getting my point. Now let us look at something very, very important, which is known as a color rule. Now this rule must cut across the following aspect, which is known as the monochromatic colors, the analog colors. Monochromatic, simply using of one colors in design; analog colors, complementary colors, and the triadic colors. All right, so there is a part of graphic design that so many persons don't like to talk about, but I'm going to bring it close to you and explain it very well, which is color determination for a design. How do you determine color for a design? So many persons have been faced with this difficulty. They would want to start off a design and they don't just know the right color or the right color combination to use for that particular design. In this video, I'm going to explain it and tell you some of the tricks and knowledge that you need to know as far as color determination is concerned for a particular design. Now, color and its meaning is one thing that you should know. Every color has meaning. For example, red has its meaning as strength, confidence, power; yellow, happiness, laughter, warmth, opinion, and the rest as you may have it. So there are various type of color indications in this particular design or in this particular material that I'm writing to you. This course was written by me some time ago, I think about a year ago, and this course has been very, very good. We have it on seller. If you want to buy the course, the link will be dropped in the description for you to get the course. Okay, now let's keep going. So there are other variety of colors. Sometimes when you are working for a brand, they will tell you their color combination or their color, and sometimes color is very, very emotional. It is rather being just creating aesthetic design. It is rather emotional. Many brands, they tie emotions to the color they use for their design, so you don't want to mess around colors anyhow. So you have to make use of the right colors. There's another part that we need to understand, which is known as the hue, the value, and the saturation. The hue, value, and saturation. The hue simply refers to the object color. Saturation refers to the intensity or the purity of the color or the strength of the color, while the value refers to the degree of lightness or darkness of the color. In some applications or in some software, this thing or this phenomenon known as the hue, saturation, and value may come in handy in various packages. Some may have value as brightness, but it just play around creating a aesthetic color separation between the various variants you are using for a design. So I would like to use this application known as PixArt to explain this concept very well. So let me have that. For example, this material is a particular design that I want to work to. I can alter the chronology of this particular design by making use of these elements first and foremost. So I talked about hue refers to as the object color. So when I click on hue, you will discover that the colors in this wheel are changing gradually. So that's what hue does to a design. It changes the color when I'm increasing or decreasing it. You can see my arrow is moving. That's how it works. Then there's a part which is known as the saturation, which is called the strength or the purity of the color. When I increase the saturation, you discover that the color becomes more intense, and when I reduce it, it is losing its color. So one way of removing color from a design is by reducing the saturation of the color. And secondary, there's another part which is known as value, which is either the brightness or the lightness of the color. Some design we have it as in brightness. Some software like in PixArt, Pixel Lab, we have it as brightness. So when I increase the brightness, the color becomes very bright. When I reduce it, it becomes dark. So that's what it does. And many times you have to play along the use of all these inputs that are available in your designing software so as to create a very good design at the end of the day. Now let me go back to the material. All right, so basically there are some rules and regulations that you need to know when applying the hue, value, and saturation. Now once you are increasing the saturation, the brightness will be decreasing. That is my principle. When you are reducing the saturation, the brightness will be increasing, and when brightness is increasing, saturation or contrast is reducing. as well as it also applies to the hue. Sometimes the hue don't have to be touched at all, except you want to change the color mode. Maybe we are asked to work on a particular color immediately, and you want to change the color immediately. So the best tool for you to use is to make use of the hue. The hue changes your color. And there is the last thing that you need to take into consideration while discussing color as an element of graphic design. You have to understand the number of color selection. Well, you don't just pick anyhow colors while designing. The most advanced and universally accepted color combination in a design are a maximum of 3 colors and a minimum of 1 color, and an intermediate use of colors of 2. So it means that when you want to design color, you don't use anything more than 3 colors in a design, and you don't use anything less than 1 color in a design. As far as the color mode, we have the RGB color mode, which is red, green and blue, and the CYMK color mode, which is cyano yellow magenta black. Now the combination of cyano yellow magenta will give you black. We have a particular chart for that. These various color modes are available on your various software, most especially while you are working on Photoshop and CorelDRAW. You will be asked to put it on a particular color mode. Now if you are designing for print, the best color mode to use is CYMK, but you are designing for software or internet upload, the best color mode to use is the RGB. Thank you very much.